Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about Twilight, New Moon. Came out in 2009. It's a sequel to Twilight from 2008. And I've seen this movie, I believe I saw this movie in theaters. Don't ask why. It wasn't by myself for the record, and I saw it with my family because I had some people in my family who were really into Twilight. And there were a couple things that I could remember about it, and I rewatched it, and I was bored to tears with this movie. It was so much more boring than the first movie. The first one, like, almost half funny bad, the rest of it is kind of boring. Whereas this movie, it's longer, and the funny bad moments are cut down. The amount of times that I was laughing at the movie was like, I don't know, I'm just going to give you an estimate of how in minutes, like 20 minutes, in a 2-hour and 10-minute long movie. And the rest of the movie is so boring. And Robert Pattinson, whenever he was on screen, I was enjoying the movie. He was funny. But the rest of the movie was boring me to tears for the most part. And the reason why this movie is incredibly boring and it just doesn't work that well for me is because nothing happens throughout the entire movie. This is like an unspoilable movie, and I'm not even kidding you. You could talk about anything that happened in this movie, and you wouldn't spoil anything because there's no plot to this movie, really. Like, Edward goes away for some reason. I don't even know why he goes away. And Bella, she's like, she can't deal with it. And she spends time with Jacob. And that's the whole movie. You can't honestly expect that alone to be compelling. Especially coming off of the first movie, which is just garbage and nothing happened in that movie. And the few things that do happen, they're pretty funny. But in this movie, it's just like characters talking and walking around, and sometimes there's really cheesy music, sometimes there's really bad special effects that are pretty funny to watch, and Bella is constantly hallucinating about Edward, and like you see like him as a ghost, and it's so funny. And I'm not even kidding you. If the whole movie was just Belle talking to Ghost Edward, I would have loved this movie. This 10 out of 10, loved it. Okay, let's go on to the next one. But nope, this movie takes its time because it is trying to develop the deep relationships of these characters who have no characters and they have no chemistry, and there's just nothing. The comedy isn't funny, and I don't buy any of these characters as real people, and I barely see a character. I just see the actors, really, and no one gives a good performance in this movie. And one thing that I do like about this movie, unironically, is that they got rid of the blue color palette from the first movie, and it just never looked interesting in the first film. And they got rid of it, and everything looks like it looks natural now, and that was something. But the rest of the movie is terrible. The only substance to this movie that I can think of really is just the last 20 minutes. That's the only part where I guess something happens. And this movie basically has no acts in the movie at all. It's like, normally, for those who don't know, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, or the climax, whatever you want to go by. And this movie doesn't feel like it has acts. It's just random things just thrown on screen, and sometimes a character, you see Bella going out with Jacob, sometimes they're at a movie theater, sometimes they're just out in the woods talking, or in a car talking, or in Bella's room talking, and just more talking. And it's so boring to watch. And there were some action scenes, I guess, in the movie. Those were pretty funny. But the rest of the movie was just a snooze fest to me. And another issue that I had with the movie was not not really with the movie itself, but it's more to do with this copy that I got. So it comes with 2 discs. This movie, there's 3 movies on this disc, and Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2 on this disc. And what they come with is the movie, and that's it. No English subtitles. It doesn't come with scene selections. No special features. No, nothing. Just the movie, and that's it. And I really needed subtitles for this movie because I was struggling to figure out what characters were saying. I had just no idea what was happening, and I'm willing to bet that the dialogue in the movie was pretty terrible, and there was some pretty cheesy lines in the movie, and there's one line in the movie that I can remember, and it's the only thing that I remembered about the movie the first time I saw the movie. And you see Bella and Jacob, they're going on a date, and it's like they're watching a movie, and they're also watching it with this one guy, and they're watching like a violent movie or horror movie. I can't remember right now, but the guy that they bring with, he like he can't stand violence or whatever, and so he just gets up and like runs straight to the bathroom, and Bella and Jacob will walk out, and Jacob says, "What a marshmallow." What a marshmallow. Oh gosh. That's how people talk. That's a thing that people say. When I see someone do that, that's what I'm going to be saying from now on in my life. In fact, I'm gonna find a way to put that on a t-shirt. That'll be a great idea. It'll be a quote from Twilight New Moon. What a marshmallow. Oh gosh. And that's about all I have to say about the Twilight Saga New Moon. It's terrible. It's just a more boring version of the first movie. And it has less of what I'm looking for. And it was just a really bad movie. But with all that being said, I'm going to give it the same rating that I gave the first Twilight, even though I like it less. Because, one, there are plenty of movies I've seen that are worse than this that I would give a lower rating to. And two, there is some value in it. There are some parts that are kind of funny. And the only reason I would give a 1 out of 10 to a movie is if there's literally nothing in it that works. Except for, at best, a tiny few things, but that's about it. This movie had me entertained for about 20 minutes, possibly a bit more, but I'm not happy that I watched this movie. I didn't feel as though I got much out of it, and I'm probably never going to watch this one again. It was just really boring. And with all that being said, I'm going to give the Twilight Saga New Moon a 2 out of 10. And the only reason it's not a 1 out of 10 is because of entertainment value. That's it. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of the Twilight Saga New Moon, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Maverick, not Wild Wild West. I haven't seen either of these movies. But the one I'm going to check out is Maverick. So, look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.